I knew from the very beginning that this guru is something special.
Baba is a revolutionary par excellence. He brings change in every area of life.
Baba to me is the oneness of everything.
He's a very miraculous, very powerful person. He gives love so
Indira
much.
Gandhi got it in her head that Baba would be her downfall.
My guru is in jail because he opposes this whole system.
He propounded one theory known as PROUT, and that was the cause for persecution.
Baba did not come randomly to this planet. He came with a mission, and he came at a critical juncture in history. To bring a revolution in the world, you need a lot of discipline. You need strong discipline. And Anandamarga is that. In the past, no spiritual master ever built an organization. An organization would develop after he was gone by followers and disciples. Baba himself, from the year 1955 till 1990, built an organization. It's one of his great achievements, and it's a global organization, and the most interesting part of it is it became global. It spread around the world while he was in jail.
I'm not going to testify to that. Just killing my time.
Margis workers, they used to come to Baba for reporting. Baba used to take the reporting of the mission of Ananda Marga. Baba has already made the planning. You know, he has divided this entire globe into 9 sectors. And all sectors have been divided into different regions. And all regions have been divided into different dioceses, districts, blocks, panchayats, villages. He has given the planning for the new world, for the entire world up to village level.
This is Anandanagar. We were in central Anandanagar, but it extends how far? And more important, how did we actually get this land?
Well, long back in 1961, Baba decided that there should be some good chunk of land in some rural areas where tribals are living, and we would like to serve them with their education and for their economic development. So it was decided that we should come over here. Some representatives were sent there to locate the land and to know who is the owner of these lands. Then we could know that there is one Raja, king, old. Now, then he was not a Raja, he was not a king, because the kingdom was already invested in the government, but still he had a very big chunk of land in his possession. It is Garh Jaipur is about maybe 20 kilometers away from here. So our representative met him, and he was when he heard that we are going to do some social service here, he became very happy, and he offered that he will give 500 bighas of land. That means maybe about 200 acres of land over here, free of cost. So he got it registered in the name of Anandamarg Pracharak Sangh in 1961, in the end of 1961. Slowly we developed schools and colleges and hospital and other social service projects were taken up here. Some workers were deputed here. So like that it grew, and nowadays we find that hundreds and thousands of villagers, they have become educated.
The degree college, though, that was put under the guidance of Acharya Swarupananji, no?
Yes.
So where Baba's house is, where our central office is, even where our pandal is, where Baba gave DMC, it's all given by that Raja.
So like that, Anandanagar started growing and growing and growing. Now it has become a very big project already, and we have already served a lot.
Do you recall when Baba actually declared Anandanagar to be our central office, our central
No, the moment this land was registered, he declared that this will be our central office, central center of Ananda Marg. That will be the center of Ananda Marg.
I see. And all of these buildings, the location of them, the streets, everything, how did that come about?
No, in the beginning, it was just like as we see here around.
Yeah.
Of course,
This street here, that street there, even the names of the
yes,
streets.
he gave the whole outline of it, and which project will be in which place. All these things, details he gave, but minute details we have to develop. We have to be able to make out. During that period, we came to Anandnagar. We established Anandnagar in 1962, 61, 62 and onward. By 65, 66, we were very much popular here. So they attempted to crush us by any means.
This would become our global headquarters, and he named the place Anandnagar. When we moved there, the communist-led government of West Bengal, the CPIM, Communist Party of India, Marxist, who had always been opposed to Ananda Marga largely because of PROUT, felt threatened. On March 5th of 1967, they stirred up the local people, the villagers, to attack Baba and those workers and Margis who were present at the time. We lost 5 good men that day. Finally, they surrounded Baba's house. They were all around us with rifles, spears, bows and arrows, and in reply we had nothing to offer. We had no weapons. So Baba instructed one Avadhuta. He was the second Avadhuta that was made by Baba. He told me this story personally. Baba instructed him, go out, pick up a stone and throw it at the attackers. And he did just that. He rushed out, grabbed a stone and threw it at the attackers, and surprisingly, they turned around and left. To this day, March 5th is remembered as our day of, we don't use the word martyr, we use the word dadichi. It signifies those who have sacrificed their life for the mission.
I met Ananda Marga immediately after 1 month. I just joined a training, and then I went to volunteer in different countries in Venezuela. That was 2 years, and after that I decided to become a Charya. So I went to Sweden Training Center for 4 years, 3 years. And after that I got my first posting in South Korea.
You are one of the very first workers of Ananda Marga to go outside of India.
Yes.
That was in 69, yes?
69, yeah.
In Philippines it was first time.
Yeah.
So did he give you any special instructions, do this or do that?
Then I was expecting that Baba will call me and explain me how is Philippines, what is the culture, how should I behave, what should I do there. Mm-hmm. So Baba called me and told me, remember, MCT.
MCT.
And then he said, M means misunderstanding. C means Kunanan. Kunanan. Kunanan was the name of a Margi there in Manila.
Okay.
And T means tactics. Tact.
Tact.
Tactfulness.
Okay.
And he said, you can go now. I don't know anything. What will I do? I was lost. But anyway, it is the instruction of Baba, so I had to go. There's a Margi called Kunanan.
Kunanan.
And he was always helping me. And he was helping me do prachar. He will organize lectures, he will assist me in the lectures, and he will publish books and all that. But one day what happened was, he was publishing a monthly magazine called Elementary Yoga.
Uh-huh.
And he will send some copies of that to the center. But in that Elementary Yoga, he will post most of the things from other yoga books, not from Ananda Marga. So one day he got a letter that your magazine does not reflect Ananda Marga ideology, Ananda Marga philosophy. He got hurt. Filipinos are very sentimental. And from that time, he stopped publishing the magazine, and slowly we became distant. And then he became anti-Margi, anti-Ananda Marga. So that's why Baba said, Kunan, I have to be careful with him. So this is the story of MCT.
Baba Namo Kevala Baba Namo Kevala everything is within you, because the Paramapurusha always remains with you within the very core of your heart. So search within, O the spiritual aspirant, not without but within your very existence.
I think there are many angles to why Baba created Anandamarga Pracharaka Sangha in 1955. One was that a guru of his caliber doesn't come and teach meditation to a small group of people, 10 people, 100 people, 1,000 people. A guru like this comes to uplift everyone, not just his own followers, but also those who aren't his followers, to transform the world. And for that purpose, an organization was essential. I think the main transition that took place, though, when Baba first created Anandamarga Pracharaka Sangha, and I might be wrong about this, but as I understood, it was at that point in time that Baba left his work as an accountant in the railway administration and became the president of the organization, and hence expected to have his basic economic needs met by the organization. He became a full-time employee of the organization. As an accountant in the railway administration, he would go to work every day, and 7, 8 hours or 10 hours or however long he had in his workday were essentially dedicated to activity that had, we can say, limited universal value. It might have been of value to the Indian railways, but it wasn't necessarily of great value to me living in Europe, the United States, Africa, or Asia. And so the creation of an organization allowed Baba to give more of his time to the activities of transforming the world. When Baba first created the organization, there were many followers in Jamalpur, but they were all householders, and they were all engaged in their usual activities. There were also followers from other parts of India already, others were coming, but the numbers were relatively small. The creation of an organization, Baba's dedication of his full time to the building of that organization and the propagation of Anandamarga, and subsequently of other things besides Anandamarga, like progressive utilization theory, PROUT, neo-humanism, and finally, of course, the Prabhat Sangeet. That was all enabled by the creation of the organization in 1955. I hesitate to say what the reason was for Baba doing anything at all.
Sitting in one room, he knows all the plannings. Baba is to give all the plannings to the entire world.
বরষার দিনে সবাকার সাধে, বরষার দিনে সবাকার সাধে, ঐকতানে এগিয়ে চলো, ঐকতানে এগিয়ে চলো, এগিয়ে চলিতে নাহি চাহো যদি, এগিয়ে চলিতে নাহি চাহো যদি, ছড়া পাতারি গল্প বলো, শুয়ে ঝরা পাতারি গল্প বলো ঐকতারে এগিয়ে চলো সবাই আজিকে মেতেছে ছন্দে সবাই আজিকে মেতেছে ছন্দে শিখা কলরব শিখির কণ্ঠে শিখা কলরব শিখির কণ্ঠে সলাজ ধরণী নিচে চলে সেজে সলাজ ধরণী নিচে চলে সেজে সবুজে সাজে মন ভোলালো সবুজে সাজে মন ভোলালো ঐকতারে এগিয়ে চলো হাসি খুশি ভরা এই সমারোহে হাসি খুশি ভরা এই সমারোহে উতলা পবন নানা দিকে বহে উতলা পবন নানা দিকে বহে আলাপে আবেশে গানে উল্লাসে আলাপে আবেশে গানে উল্লাসে সবার জীবন ভরিয়ে তোলো সবার জীবন ভরিয়ে তোলো ঐকতারে এগিয়ে চলো ঐকতারে এগিয়ে চলো বর্ষার দিনে সবাকার শনে বর্ষার দিনে সবাকার শনে ঐকতারে এগিয়ে চলো ঐকতারে এগিয়ে চলো